The real story of LG continues. Once again, we can't possibly talk about the history of LG without touching on the history of Rikers Island and the New York State prison system. You heard, because it was things that happened on Rikers Island and in New York State prison that shaped and molded the future of Lafayette Gardens. You heard? So we gotta talk about it. We must talk about it. Make sure you go on my YouTube channel and check the Real Story of LG playlist that has every episode in order. You heard? So you don't miss a beat and you don't be lost looking crazy out here not knowing what's going on. You heard? Because this is Brooklyn history. Don't get left out. Z-Man, Suicide Polo with the Ski Man. Shout out to bro Fruitquan. Shout out Puerto Rican Mikey.
When we stepped in that motherfucker, son, the tension was so thick. Because all the Bronx niggas was already up there. They used to being up there without us. When they saw all of us come up there, they was like, oh shit. Main on hook off jumped on a nigga at the same time, and Main on scratch hook off. Like, we was just letting it loose, son. We was getting it in. Like, about 6-7 niggas got cut up during that visit.
In one of the other episodes we did, you mentioned that you never got a chance to pay respects to Nate Cash because you got stabbed.
Yeah, that was 1991, January 11th to be exact. When I got stabbed, leaving the barbershop, leaving Mano at the barbershop, pulling up in the hood. Everybody was standing in front of a bodega. A couple little motherfuckers, we all standing in front of a bodega. Now remember, I just came from the barbershop, so I got a fresh skin fade, no hat on. It's January, it's freezing outside, and it just started to snow. So as I'm walking up the block, it's snowing. I see everybody on the corner. I go in the bodega like everybody else, because niggas trying to get out the snow. But I goes to the back of the bodega because they got the number hole in the back. My grandma's back there playing her numbers. I go back there, rap with her for a few, come back towards the front. As I'm coming towards the front of the store, the nigga pushing everybody out of the store. Yo, get out my store. I ain't buying nothing, get out. I ain't gonna hide in here because it's snowing type shit. So as he pushing everybody out the store, I comes up behind him. I'm like, yo, pardon me, I'm the last one to go out. Then I just told you I came from the barbershop, fresh skin fade. As I'm walking out the motherfucking door, this nigga pushes the door behind me, and that motherfucking cold-ass glass, plastic glass, slapped the back of my motherfucking head. I turned around, I'm fresh out of DFY. I came home in November, this is January, so I'm 16, 200 pounds, all muscle. I beat smoke out that nigga, son. So I beat that nigga all over that motherfucking grocery store. But that old Spanish nigga was so fucking fast with that knife, he pulled the knife out, hit me, pulled the shit out of me before I even saw the knife. When I saw the knife in his hand, I was already hit. But I was backing up off him like, oh shit, you got a knife? So when I backed out the store, everybody standing out the store and shit, niggas was like, yo, you bleeding. And when I saw the sight of blood, I passed out. And no sooner as I passed out, my grandmoms came out the bodega. The nigga World come running across the street, hand in hand. He just start ringing, son, on the spot. He ringing. Another little motherfucker from my hood start ringing with him. They ringing, son. My grandma's got motherfucking 9 shells in the hood of her coat, all in the groceries that she had in the store with her. Like, they letting loose on sight type shit, son. Word.
You was laying on the ground and your grandmother was over you?
Yeah, my grandmother's over me trying to attend to me like, yo, call him an ambulance, he bleeding. And these niggas is standing over her, letting off. Right over her head, son. Broad daylight. Tearing that motherfucking grocery store, bodega rather, tearing that shit up. So then, I go to the precinct or whatever, because the 88 precinct right up the block. Ambulance take too long, niggas walk me to the precinct. Boom, get to the precinct. They like, yo, he need an ambulance, he stabbed, whatever, Yo, what's his name? My grandma gave these motherfucking cocksuckers my name. They cuffed me, son. Yo, he got a juvenile warrant from 1989. Newspaper article. Word. That shit in Midtown. So they booked me. So I went through the motherfucking hospital handcuffed. These now back, this 91. So they just throwing a nigga on the table. Nigga stuck his finger in me, see if I was bleeding. Yo, he got internal bleeding surgery. These niggas just bust the nigga open, did what they had to do back then. No microscopic nothing back then. You know what I'm saying? So here it is now. What? I'm 16, 200 pounds. That happened January. I had 2 surgeries in a month. I came out the hospital about 140 pounds. So now my ego fucking with me. Bad. You know what I'm saying? Ego fucking with me bad. From my hospital bed, it's a payphone in front of the bodega. I used to call the payphone like clockwork every night, 8 o'clock. Yo, what's good? Niggas be like, yo, hold on. Let that phone hang and air the store out. Yo, son, you heard that? Yo, we out. And they'll run before the police come. Every night. Every night. Like, yo, niggas stab fruit. Yeah, that nigga almost killed me, man. Word the mother.
Yeah, you said you was calling from where? You was calling from the hospital?
Yeah, from my hospital bed. I used to call the Ab every day. Yo, what's good? It's like, yo, hold on. They let the phone hang. The phone was right in front of the fucking store. They'll let the phone hang. They'll air that shit out. They'll run it back to the phone. Yo, son, you heard that? And they'll hang the phone up real quick and run. Every night. Till that motherfucker closed. Till he closed down and shut down his motherfucking business. When I came out that hospital a month later, that shit was boarded up and it was new owners. Word to mother. Nigga stabbed me like that. That nigga almost killed me, man. Fuck. But I ended up catching a case going to the island. Fucked up like that. You know what I'm saying? After those 2 surgeries. My initiation to Rikers Island was like unhealthy. Like I wasn't in top shape. None of that shit. I was like 160 pounds when I hit the 4 building. And that shit was ill too because I ain't never been on Rikers Island. I'm fresh off the street. I'm about 160 pounds, but I'm not healthy. Remember, this shit, I stabbed January, out the hospital February. I'm on Rikers Island in March. How healthy can a nigga really be? You know what I'm saying? So I'm on Rikers Island dealing with that shit, and it's my initiation to this shit. I don't know nothing. New Jack House, they sent a nigga straight to Mod 9 because I had a Midtown case. So with the Midtown case, you have a floor card. My floor card was representing Manhattan Court. So when they sent me to Mod 9, they like, yo, we know you want to go on this side, but we ain't got no bed, so we gonna send you on the Brooklyn side. So I was like, huh? I ain't catch all that shit. I'm new to this shit. I don't know what the fuck going on. Just so happened, he sends me on the Brooklyn side. I'm from Brooklyn. I walk in the door, first person I see is my man, Gary G. He like, oh shit. I'm like, yo, what's poppin'? He like, yo, he giving me the rundown, but I don't know nothing about Rikers Island at all. You know what I'm saying? So he giving me the rundown. And I think the nigga was talking to me for about 2 minutes. And in the middle of the fucking conversation, he goes, yo, the nigga who cut butter down here. So I'm like, fuck you mean the nigga who cut butter down here with you? Now, I don't know nothing about this Rikers Island shit. All I know is that's no good. Fuck you mean he down here and you living with him? Where that nigga at? Check yourself. So G was like, you know what? You right. Ain't nothing to talk about. Let's handle that. Man, we ran up in that motherfucker day room, jumped on that nigga Gargamel, tall nigga, he's about 6'4" too. We jumped on that nigga, beat that nigga all around that day room, banged that nigga all in the head with chairs and tables while them Bronx niggas sat there and watched that nigga take that ass whooping. But that was my initiation to that fucking Brooklyn Bronx beef and Rikers Island. Word. And that Brooklyn Bronx beef is hot. I ain't gonna sit here and shit on them Bronx niggas totally, because them niggas cut a lot of major niggas from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? A lot of major niggas got wet in that beef. You know what I'm saying? But I can remember vividly, 9-1 summer. Bunch of Brooklyn niggas, we in 3 lower. Bronx niggas, they was all up in 2 upper. So we sitting there 9-1 summer. I was the midnight suicide. So it's summertime, I'm out at night. And I used to always call the payphones on my block. So something told me, man, start calling the other areas. So I'm telling niggas, yo, give me your girl number. I went around the motherfucking whole cell block. I got everybody girl number. Called everybody girl. Yo, listen, we need to visit successfully. I want y'all to come up, put us all down. Now, back then, the A to Z visit was on a Wednesday. That's the only way everybody gonna get on a visit at the same time. And them Bronx niggas, they was deep on that M to Z and A to Z visit. Brooklyn niggas, we still told on that A to L. So we all went on an A to Z visit. I never forget. I called everybody girl. This is 9-1 summer. I called everybody girl one night. I fell asleep at the bubble. Early in the morning, the police wake me up. Yo, tell such and such you gotta visit. Tell such and such you gotta visit. Nigga, main on the star. They the first 2 niggas get their visits. Boom, they go down. They roll out early. While them niggas is down on the visit, they cracked about 6 more niggas. They cracked about 6 more of us. So now we all in the shower. Yo, y'all know what it is. We going down there, turn up. Get this shit over with. This shit been brewing too long. It's 9/1 summer. This shit been going on for a year. Like, fuck it. We just gonna go up on this visit and shut this shit down.
How it started originally? Because of that? Because of what popped off?
It started in 1990 and I wasn't present. So I can't tell you the initial incident. But I know in 1990, it was going back and forth, Brooklyn and Bronx. And it was major niggas getting cut and major niggas doing the cutting. So it was some real shit going on. You understand what I'm saying? And it went from 90 all the way into 91 summer. This shit's still going on. You know what I'm saying? So we like, fuck it, this is how we gonna blow the roof off the building. Now we in 3 lower. 3 lower. Ain't no motherfucking escort nowhere. Like, we don't go nowhere. We don't move. Only time a nigga coming out of 3 lower, he going to court. You know what I'm saying? So the police escort 6 niggas down the hallway, 3 lower on the adult side. So when the motherfucking sergeant and captains, whatever the fuck they on, rags down the captain, he see the police escorting us. First thing he think is, yo, hold on. Yo, them dudes don't eat in the mess hall, because it's 6 of us. So the police like, they not going to the mess hall. He like, what the fuck they going? He's like, yo, they going to visit. And was like, yo, this my word. If y'all motherfuckers make me run up on that visit, fuck all y'all up. So we like, yeah, whatever, it is what it is. We ain't going on no motherfucking visits. We gonna do what we do. So we walked up on that motherfucking visit, son. And you know the waiting area, when you wait for the visit?
Mm-hmm.
When we stepped in that motherfucker, son, the tension was so thick. Because all the Bronx niggas was already up there. They used to being up there without us. When they saw all of us come up there, they was like, oh shit. Yo, it was so quiet you could hear pin. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the dope niggas that was regulating visiting room, Mad Money Mark, Big Rashawn, rest in peace. The niggas was up there working. Them niggas sold Mano some burn. As soon as he came off the visit with a bracelet, they sold Mano some burn until Mano was gripped up. So everybody posted up. Niggas putting jumpsuits on, keeping their sneakers on. One thing led to another, man. I can't remember the initial shot that was fired, but that motherfucking visiting room got shaken, son. It got shaken to the point where Mano and Hook Off jumped on a nigga at the same time, and Mano scratched Hook Off. Like, we was just letting it loose, son. We was getting it in. Like, about 6, 7 niggas got cut up during that visiting room that day.
You mean he cut Hook Off by mistake?
Yeah, I think he cut Hook Off on his arm. Yeah, he scratched him on his arm by mistake. They both reached for the nigga at the same time. But that's how hectic it was. So now, the police come up there, they shake shit down, they snatch the niggas up. So I remember, they snatched me, Mano, and Star. So they snatched 3 of us up and threw us on the wall. Now, I'm the only, remember, they went on their visit and came off their visit. Stayed up there to shake out. So they in their street clothes. I'm in a jumpsuit with sneakers on, and I got blood on my sneakers. So first, they off the rip, the niggas put work in on us. As soon as they put us on the wall, niggas pounded us out, snapped us all up. Star got out the ass whip because he had got scratched on his ear during the ruckus. So when they turned him around on the wall, he was like, yo, I got cut. So they said, yo, take him to the clinic. So he ain't get no ass whipping. They whipped me and Mano out. But then when they realized I had sneakers on with a jumpsuit, they said, oh, this motherfucker cut somebody. Man, them niggas turned me around and niggas straight snuffed me. He had a ring on when he snuffed me too. I got the scar to this day under my left eye.
Who, the police?
Nigga knocked me the fuck out, son. Police in the 4 building. He straight knocked me the fuck out. Had me wearing an eye patch on my left eye the whole 9/1 summer, son. Like, they told us, do not make us come up on that visit. They wasn't playing. They came up there and whipped our ass, son. They whipped our ass for that shit. Word, when they threw us all in the wild meat pen, we all in the wild meat pen. They bring the new niggas through. The nigga Mick come through, fresh off the street. He walked through the madness. I'm like, yo, homie, what up? He like, yo, what's up? I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. Hold it down. Real talk. He like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, this shit is real. Word, that shit was bananas, son. We shut that motherfucking visiting room down now on summer.
You said it popped off in the waiting area?
Yeah, we popped off back front. We ain't get no visits that day. Ain't nobody going no visit. And the broads knew that when they was coming to see us. Don't expect to see us. Just make sure y'all all around each other when them cards is pulled so we can all get escorted together. That's all they did. They knew they wasn't going to see us that day.
Crazy.
Yeah, we shut that motherfucking visiting room down. I got a couple shots fired in the visiting rooms in the full building. Word. But yeah, that stabbing shit though, son, like, I think back on that shit, like, I almost lost my life, son. And they gave me the 007 in my damn near my kidney, son. Where they had to go in and, you know, once they cut you open on the table and they start fucking with your insides, you talking about your intestines, your stomach, your kidney, whatever the fuck they touch. Your human body is never the same again. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's why you hear people say, y'all about to be shot and stabbed. You know what I mean? But it could go in and out. A knife would do much more damage. And I'm a living example of that shit, son. You be out there wilding, doing dumb shit. Nigga almost killed me. And although they saved my life in the hospital that day, I didn't take it seriously until 15, 20 years later on my bed, when I start having fucking complications with my body from that old ass surgery. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be careful about our life choices when we make them, because that shit could have cost me my life, son. Turning around, jumping on that motherfucking man like that in the store, not thinking, you know what I mean? That nigga almost killed me. And then the worst place to be when you're unhealthy is prison. You can imagine the scary motherfucking nights I used to have in my cell when I was having complications with my motherfucking stomach in prison. Man, the motherfuckers will let you die in that cell. They will let you die. Straight jacket. They will let a nigga die. But see, we don't think about shit like that when we running wild. Running wild, we don't think about that shit. And white folks will let you die in that cell. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that had me pissed off with the motherfuckers on that bed was like all that shit I went through with my case, my victim, my family, the victim's family, all that shit I had to go through. These motherfuckers had the nerve to sit down in front of me, although I was in front of them for the parole board 3 or 4 times, telling me I wasn't remorseful. like, yeah, like that's the shit you don't think about. How the fuck they get to tell me what I went through from the day I fired that shot?
Straight up.
They was able to do it for fucking 3 or 4 parole boards, son. They tell you how you feel. Nah, you don't feel no way. You don't care. Man, if y'all don't let me the fuck up out of here, man. Yeah. We put our lives in them people's hands and we don't think about that shit. Cause it's easy to get in that motherfucker. It's hard to get out, Jack. It's hard to get out. That's real rap. It's hard to get out.
That's a fact.
After that popped off in the visiting room, all of y'all went to the Bing?
Oh, nah. I was the only one who got could remember, it was so hectic. So many niggas got cut. They was like picking and choosing out of our little clique. Remember, Star got scratched on his ear, so he was a victim. He ain't get no ticket. Hugo got scratched on his arm, so he was a victim. He ain't get no ticket. I was the one the police put their hands on, so you know they heard me. Got to give me a ticket. And I'm not sure if Mano got written up, but I ended up going to the Bing. And while all that shit was shaking out, I was in the Bing. The shit was still going crazy. Remember, I slid to the 6th building. So I slid to the 6th building from the Bing. And I ain't gonna front. The whole time I'm on that motherfucking bus, I'm like, please don't refuse me. Please don't refuse me. Please don't refuse me. I ain't trying to go back to that shit because this 8 months gonna be 12 months. Or 1 to 3. It's hot over there. You know what I'm saying? This how that shit going down. I'm trying to start up in this motherfucking 6th building for the next, 120 days and go home. I got lucky. They let me in. And I ain't go back to the 4 building for that shit. By the time I came back, that Brooklyn Bronx shit was dying down. And it was a new chapter. The C-74 Fruit chapter. You know what I'm saying? But the niggas in 90, Frazier, you know what I'm saying? Wacko, Science, and all them niggas represent. I ain't gonna shit on them niggas. Them niggas represent. Much respect to my motherfucking man, Uptown, Dame, Spencer. That's my guy from Harlem. He never got looked at as anything other than my guy in my eyes. Me and this nigga go back from Sparfit. Like, we had to look at each other when all that stupid shit was going on. Like, yo, what the fuck? But one thing we never did was even think about breathing on one another. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. Uptown from Harlem, 132nd. That's my guy. Word, but yeah, 90, them niggas in the Bronx was really repping. I ain't gonna front on them niggas. And them niggas was cutting major niggas from Brooklyn. Like, it wasn't no herb niggas. It was major niggas from Brooklyn. You hear about it, yo, so I cut the damn court. Yo, what the fuck? Like, it was real. But 9-1, nah, we ain't gonna do that. We did them niggas filthy in 9-1. We shook out with them niggas a couple times. Visiting room, the gym. They threw 2 up and 3 low in the gym one time. Nino had a cast on his fucking foot, talking about, yo, my bird in my cast. What the fuck you mean? Because he came off the street off a bike accident when they knocked him off for the kidnapping. So he came to the forefoot with a cast on, burning his cast. Nigga, you wild, you better get that shit out right now. We in the middle of the gym with the Bronx house. As soon as he got the bird out, shit hit the fan. I got to hold this nigga down because he got one leg. Like, yeah, that shit was hot. That shit was hot. That shit was hot.
What you mean? That was before the visiting room action?
That was before the visiting room. The visiting room, that nigga had 2 feet. Visiting room, that nigga had 2 feet. And 2 hands. Yeah, but when he came through off the street, he only had 1 foot. He was in a cast. Shaking out in the middle of the gym with a cast on his motherfucking foot. Word. And when that cast came off, that nigga turned up. It's my guy. Yeah. That 9-1 shit was hot. That Brooklyn Bronx shit was hot. Hook-off got cut in that beef. A lot of Brooklyn niggas got cut.
You talking about the 90 though, right?
Now, Hook-off got cut in 90. It is what it is. Brooklyn stand up. Marcy salute. Shoeshine did that nigga filthy in 90. Shoeshine did Hook-off filthy in 90. But yeah, Bronx nigga cut him in 9-1. Yeah,
what they mean filthy? Like what? The nigga cut was mad crazy or something? He had mad stitches?
He had a nigga fiend him out. Like grab him in the yoke. And he pinned that nigga down, son. He Freddy Krueger'd him. It looked like Freddy slapped him. But you know what? He was a little pretty nigga. It was so sad. The bitches felt sorry for him. He had all the aloe vera and cocoa butter stick in the world. And that shit healed beautifully. I mean, it healed beautifully. But it's there. And we was there. That was one time I bowed my head down gracefully to that nigga Shoeshine. Nigga. Yeah, you the best that ever did some shit like that. That nigga won't even look at you no more.
What them niggas was beefing over though?
I think, I'm gonna get it right. Shu and Kojak was running too deep. Rumble and Vardo was running too deep. So I think Shu and Kojak had one phone. Rumble and Vardo had another phone in the house. Mard 8 at the time, and it was a clash. So niggas start beefing. Yo, talking. So now all the 4 green niggas is involved because Rumble, that's Killer little brother. So all the 4 green niggas is on deck for that. And I think Hook-off was running his mouth with Shu name in his mouth. And Shu wasn't trying to go there at first. Like, yo, tell that nigga be easy type shit. And Killer, being the OG that he was, of them 4 green niggas, he was like, yo, nigga don't know what he doing. I'ma talk to nigga. He running his mouth. Don't worry about it. I got it, whatever. And the nigga kept running his mouth, son, running his mouth. Fucked around and went to court with that man. That was it. That shit was nasty, son. That nigga came back wrapped up like a mummy. Niggas was like, yo, what the fuck? Yo, Shoeshine. Yeah, that nigga. I ain't gonna front though. As little as that nigga Shoeshine is, he OG, and every nigga he ever cut, he cut him real bad, son. Shu ain't just scratching nobody. That little nigga, he make it count. Every nigga he's ever cut, he cut him real bad. No scratches. Big nigga, little nigga, black nigga, Spanish nigga, whoever it was, he cut the shit out of him. And I know some of them niggas personally. That's why I was able to say big nigga, little nigga, black nigga, Spanish nigga. I know all them niggas he was with. Shu G, salute Shoeshine. That's the homie Marcy. Represent. Little ass Shu. Yo, Shu was one of the first niggas rocking fitted jeans, son. Word, we been 4 belly back in the Guess era. Everybody wearing baggy Guess jeans. This nigga Shu Guess jeans used to be fitted, and he had a black leather gloves in his back pocket. Yo, son, why your pants so tight? He's going, my pants ain't tight. These is fitted. It's like, what? Them shits is tight. It's like, nah, these is fitted jeans, son. Word. She was wearing fitted jeans in the early 90s. Word. Not the straight leg shit. I'm talking fitted shit. Yeah, word. That's the homie. Shoe been out the house a long fucking time. Early 80s. I think Shoe got cut USA skating ring in like 82. Some shit like that. Don't give me the line, but that's Brooklyn history if I'm not mistaken.
That's extra. I ain't never even hear USA skating ring.
Yeah, USA skating ring out in Queens in the early 80s. Brooklyn used to go up there and tear shit up. All the bus house, the Great Adventures and shit. Brooklyn used to go tear them shits out. Bus house, the Dorney Park, Action Park. We going to tear that shit up, son. We was so crazy with it, son. They threw a bus out in my projects to Sesame Place. Sesame Place, son. We came back with all the stuffed animals, the beach towels, and everybody mother saying we did not send these kids to Sesame Place with all that money. Word. We was wild for the night, my PJs.
Hey, yo, make sure y'all go to zaboutique.com. You heard? The homie Fruitquan and his wife out here working. You feel me? With their own business moving, getting that bread the right way and the legal way. You feel me? When an ex-felon come out that pen and he out here trying to do the right thing like Spike Lee and Rosie Perez, you go support that. You heard? zaboutique.com. Let's get it. LAZ, Z-Man, Suicide Polo with the Ski Man. You already know. Brooklyn.